Okay, well, I had you all set up to actually had you guys set up in that little box right there that I made just so I could film this while I was doing it and not destroy the camera. But I had, little GoPro in there. And for some reason, it seems that they decided to update or downgrade the app because I had to control it remotely. I hit record and it took a picture instead of recorded. And then it's just the app is just about selling new stuff now. It's not about actually using it with your camera anymore. So yeah, don't buy GoPro. Buy the knockoffs. GoPro's garbage. But yeah, had you all set up you like over here, and you guys would have actually seen me blasting it and the stuff going away. But you didn't get to, so sorry about that. I will know to buy the knockoffs in the future. The high-end, better knockoffs. Don't buy this GoPro garbage. But anyway, that's there. There's a few pinholes that show up, and that's going to happen, but that's the majority of it right there. And the abrasive I use is not super hard, so some of this stuff doesn't come off with it, so you have to do that with other means or use another abrasive. But it gets off the majority of it. I got most of the inside done there, and then I just ran out of stuff in there. I didn't get the back, so I was like, yeah, that's fine. I don't really have to do that. It's not a big deal. But that's kind of what it looks like. Yep, I did do the pillar over here. It's nice and shiny. Yeah, it's probably kind of dark, but here it is. I'm gonna go see how many skips across the lake I can get with this camera, and lose the footage entirely. Well, quick little update before I finish prepping this for primer. So I got a little more sanding and everything to do. I went ahead and just cut a patch out of that other piece and put it into here. I got tired of plugging little rust holes, so I just patched the whole piece. And no, I will not be making that weld perfectly nice and smooth with the metal there. Why? There's no point. I don't get that pedantic about it or that anal retentive about it. It's not that big a deal. You'll never see it. Who cares? Okay. The other thing I did, and I've done this on other spots, is you see that big clod of weld right there. Well, for some reason, Ford decided when they were making these cars and many others and many other makes, hey, when we put all this together, let's just leave a big gaping hole at the front where the water and dirt gets thrown against. And yeah, maybe we'll put a little bit of seam sealer in there to fill the hole. Well, we all know how that goes. It doesn't work, it doesn't last, so I just weld that hole up so the seam sealer won't fall out in the future, and you won't have crap getting into your rockers. That's why your rockers rot out, and somewhat with the floor pan too. So yeah, I just weld that up. I did the same thing in the back. So that's kind of where we're at. But yeah, you can see that. Yep. Oh yeah, look at that big booger welds all over it, and yeah, I'm gonna leave all that in there. Yeah. So I would have filmed it. I was in a really bad mood this morning, so I didn't want to film anything. Just wanted to get some stuff done. So yeah, here we are. Hopefully a little bit here I will get this cleaned up, a little more sanding, get all the rest of that little bit of rust off of there, a little bit of stuff here and there, get that cleaned up, and I'll get it primed, because the abrasive I use is not super abrasive, so you still get some of the rust and pitting, which is kind of nice. It's just much easier to control, because it doesn't, if it's too abrasive, it'd just rip right through the metal and wouldn't care. You wouldn't have anything left. So hopefully we'll be back with some primer here at some point today. Okay, I'm wearing a mask, so that's why I sound funny. But there we go. Got some epoxy primer on it. Yeah, it went. It's fine. And you see, I did this, and then eventually I'll come back when I do the rest of it. This will all get cleaned up here and epoxy prime there when I do everything else. It's just,
I do an area, I work on an area and get it done. You kind of overlap out a little bit and come back. A little more time consuming, but it works. But yeah, they're nice and wet. It's like this here. I'll come back when I do the rest of this, and after the front quarter's on, I'll strip all that and prime it. Yeah, kind of, there you go. And then there's overspray in places. It doesn't matter because you're going to sand and prep those areas when you get to them. So that's it for the day. All right, we're back. We've got dry primer. Let's see what you guys are looking at. Okay, yeah, primer's dry. So yeah, that's all I did to fill that up. It's fine, who cares? All right, so I'm going to do one more fitting of the quarter panel on here and see how it goes. And I'm going to talk about a few things especially in this area here, things that don't fit well here, especially the shape here, and a few other little things and issues that there have had. This has been the biggest issue in this quarter panel, is right in here. It is nowhere near as nice as the other one was in that respect. But yeah, I'll get that on and do a little talking about that and the piece at the bottom down here as well. So yeah, that's as good as I ground that off, because like I said, you're not going to see it. Yeah, there you go. There you go. It's fine. It's fine. Nobody's going to know. Just you, me, and 3 other people that actually watch are going to know. So yeah. Also, I will say is I took the striker plate out of here, which I'm actually going to powder coat before I put that back in there. So if you take this out, make sure to put it in before you put the quarter panel on, because that would not be fun to try to put back in here from that hole or that hole. So yeah, don't forget that. So let me get that quarter panel on, and we'll do a little talking about that. All right, I hope this piece of crap is actually recording. We'll see. Before I was doing the thing with the remote camera thing, so I could see what I'm doing. And it would show half of a frozen image and another half of actually moving image. And then the app on the phone crashed the camera. I'm really getting to the point where this GoPro thing is really starting to piss me off. It is a piece of garbage. Yeah. I had much less issues with the cheaper Chinese one. Next time if I buy one of these little things again, it won't be a GoPro. It'll just be one of the knockoffs, because they're just way better quality, to be honest. Instead of just open the app up and it's advertisement after advertisement. Anyway, I'll rant about that later at some other date. But I've got it on here. It takes about 30 seconds to get it on, basically. Now, issues I'm having is right up here. Other side, I mean, this lined up beautifully to the existing door and to the new door skin on that side. This one here has a big dent here, and for some reason I actually flattened part of that dent out, which made my problem worse. But it sticks out way too far this way. And as you can see, I've got holes where I've already lined it up. Now to get this to go in, I've actually got to pull this in that far to there. Now also, on this side as well as that side, the last thing I will do is pull this inner flange in and shove this down at the same time, because once everything else is done in place and I get everything, then I will pull, because you have to get this at just the right level, because essentially Ford had this set up as kind of a bird bath up here for some reason. So basically, if it doesn't catch water, it's not right. So you'll have to pull that back down in. But yeah, this took quite a bit of pushing to go in to get it to line up. Any other issues? That's pretty much it here. All these little dots are basically where I'm going to drill for my plug welds. And now the other issues I was having is the usual, nothing special, is down here. Now if you notice, we're kind of sticking out a little bit, but now
that gap is a little big. I can't help that. It's just the way this thing is stamped. It's this piece here is not straight across here. This is actually stamped kind of in a curve here. So, you know, you could unfold it and then you could redo the crease and get it just right. And this gets filled with seam sealer. It gets painted over. It's essentially smooth when you're done. So it's not that big a deal. This little corner right here, this little piece here, I did have to remove a little bit of it because it was too far down. So I had to kind of move it up. And that I just took a file to it. Yes, a hand tool. Wow. The back around here, now you do have to kind of notch that out because this was brazed at the factory. So there's a lot of brass in there. So that's all it takes to get that cleaned up there. This is the only steel that was here. The rest of that was all brass. That's why there's kind of a big gap. But that's kind of it. You can see some of my holes right there where I'm going to drill holes. That's the next thing I'm going to do. Once I get this off, I will drill holes and put my sound deadening in it. And then here at the back, we're just kind of hanging the breeze. You got this little bit up here. This is still going to be a little bit big. There's no clamps on this right now. But you'll have to get up as high as you can and really get the pointy clamps on there to pull that together as much as you can. And the factory put brass here and here, which I can understand why they did that. It made sense. That's pretty much it. So my next step is going to be installing that sound deadener that's on the floor over there. That's in front of the heater because it's been kind of cold and rainy. And unfortunately, I don't have enough, and I won't have enough for, see, today's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll get some more. So I will go ahead and use what I can, and basically I will coat the inside of this side with deadener. I will coat on that side as well, and it's going to look like that when it's done, I hope. Hopefully. Now, you can see, you probably really can't see, but basically I ended here. There's that step in the wheelhouse there. That's where I ended it. Came down, and then you have to, when you do it on here, you have to stay an inch or so in. That way you don't pinch it. But basically what that makes a difference of is I come over here and you get, yeah, well, here, do that. It sounds like crap. Okay, now I come over to this side where I've put the sound deadening in it. Now, isn't that so much better? That versus, which would you have in your car? So I think that's kind of where I'm going to end it. I don't know how much footage I've got, but that's pretty much all I can do for the moment. I can get a little bit of sound deadening put on. And then basically I'm going to put sound deadening on, drill holes, and weld it, but I can't even do that until sometime this week after I get the rest of the sound deadener. So it's kind of where I'm at. And next one, I'll be welding this thing on, I hope. I'll see you later.